sometimes it's not all about making money. You also gotta learn in life how to lose money. But you gotta learn in life how to lose money legally. And that's why today's video is all about declaring losses. Legally declaring losses. As we come to a closing of a disastrous year, we're gonna need to know how to declare losses and take advantage of the tax codes that we have out there. So I had a small fleet owner reach out to me, and he's really not in a good situation. I didn't know how to help him myself. I tried everything, but at the end of the day, the loads are just not paying enough and people are falling into a cash crunch. So what did I do? I connected him with my friends over at M7 Taxes, who specialize in taxes for truck drivers and fleet owners. So I actually wanted to sit in on this meeting. The 45-minute session actually lasted close to 3 hours, and it was mind-blowing. And I actually took notes. So I said, you know what, why not help the audience out there? We're all in the exact same situation. I don't care if you're an owner-operator, if you're a small fleet, if you're thinking of getting into being an owner-operator. I promise you that you're gonna run into a year that's not good, just like 2023. And you're gonna need this information from this video to help you declare losses in the future. So listen up. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is carrying forward losses, okay? So if you have a corporation and you made minus $50,000, the great thing about corporations is that you get to carry it forward from year to year. So let's say you made minus $50,000 this year, and next year you made plus $50,000. Well, you're not paying any taxes this year or next year. You get to carry it forward year over year in a corporation. Point number 2 is carry back options. So if, for example, in 2021, you made $100,000 and you paid the taxes on the $100,000, and then in year number 2, you lost $50,000, you can actually claim back the taxes that you paid last year to help you out this year. How amazing is that? So if your 2022 were really good numbers, which is what we all had in 2022, and now in 2023, you're coming out with a loss, well, guess what? You can claim back the taxes that you paid last year on the income that you paid last year. All right, the third thing I'm going to talk about is flexibility with losses. So for example, if you have a real estate portfolio, or if you have a stock portfolio, and you have a trucking portfolio, you as an owner operator lost $50,000, for example, in 2023, but you made a lot of money in stocks and you made a lot of money in real estate. Well, you can offset the losses and pluses within corporations, okay? Now, in vice versa, let's say you made a lot of money in trucking in 2022, but you lost a lot of money in real estate. Well, then you can just offset your pluses with the minuses that you lost in, I'll give you a perfect example for me. I lost a ton of money in stocks. I don't know why. After the whole COVID bubble, I really wanted to get into this, stocks. There was a couple of stocks that I lost a lot of money on. So what did I do? I was able to offset from one corporation to the other corporation to offset my losses with my pluses, or my pluses with my losses. Okay, so very powerful tool that you're diversifying and that you're doing multiple things, because sometimes trucking will be really profitable and sometimes it's not going to be so profitable, so you make sure you have other sources of income to offset those losses. So the next point I'm going to talk about is you married people out there. Okay, so if you are doing your joint taxes with your significant other, and if trucking all of a sudden is really bad, but your wife is doing really good within her corporation, you can also offset losses from corporation to corporation as long as you're within the same household. How amazing is that? And the same thing you can do vice versa the following year. If trucking is really good and whatever it is your spouse is doing is not so good or not so lucrative, you can use the pluses and minuses to offset one another. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is the change in ownership. Whether it's the same business or a different business, you can still use those losses for your new business. So for example, okay, let's say I came from the restaurant world, I opened up a restaurant and I lost a lot of money in that restaurant. So let's say I walked away with losing $350,000. Well, now I can change the same corporation, okay, to get into trucking, and then I can use those losses to move forward. So let's say that corporation has $300,000, okay? Now the next year I made plus $100,000. Well, I just offset those losses with my pluses, and now I have another $200,000 to carry forward. So the beautiful thing is that even if it's a corporation that has nothing to do with what you're doing right now, or even if the structure of the ownership changes, you can still use those losses moving forward. Just so you guys know, okay, I'm by no means a tax accountant. You need to understand this. I'm just taking my 3-hour session that I've heard of all these different scenarios of what the small fleet owner could do. And this can be, you can apply this to not only the small fleet owner, you can apply this to the owner operator that just has 1 truck, or an owner operator that has 2 trucks. But the one thing that I do recommend is that you're using that tax accountant that specializes in trucking, because these scenarios have to be geared towards your story. These scenarios all have to be geared towards trucking, and that's why I only use people and professionals within our organization that specialize in trucking, owner operators, and small fleets. That's why I highly recommend that you use M7 Taxes. Now, this is where the accountant completely lost me. When he's talking about S Corp, C Corp, A Corp, B Corp, I don't know, there's tons of different corporations out there in the US, and that's why you should follow through with a consultation, a free consultation that I was able to get all of you guys out there, okay, through M7 Taxes. You just have to book a consultation. Whatever your story is, whatever your situation is, hear a second opinion and utilize and take advantage of these tax rules. There are options for all of us, okay? And we need, during these difficult times, we all need to create awareness to see how we can help one another. And that's what I've done or tried to do through these social media platforms, is to help all of us, not only during the good times and to be more profitable, but also through the bad times when a lot of us are declaring losses out there, and it's very, very hard for all of us out there. Now, if you are interested in that free consultation, then I will link up their contact information below. I'm Ronen, Ronen, and I'll catch you in my next video.